Welcome back again to LexV Designs. Today we are going to be drafting a bustier, very simple to make. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for returning. And for my new subscribers, welcome to LexV Designs. So let's get started. So we're going to be drafting on this brown paper bustier measurements. First of all, I'm going to open up this paper and then I'm going to fold it, cut out my half length, the half length of the body. I'm going to be cutting it out, and to do this I am going to be removing 6 inches from the top, and to achieve 6 inches I'll be removing at 5.5. So when I'm done sewing, I'll have 6 inches. So just follow, you understand what I mean by this. So at 5.5, you saw where I kept this tape at 5.5, and then at that point I'm going to be cutting my half length. Now the half length, you can see I'm just marking at 18 for the half length. So I'm just following through this 18 so that I can cut out this half length, and this is for the upper part. This is a bustier, very simple. In fact, this method is one of the simplest methods. It doesn't have so much calculations. Once you get your measurement right, you're just true to it and it comes out so beautiful. Okay, so I folded into 2 first after I had already brought out the 5.5. That is plus my half length. Then next I'm going to be bringing out my bust measurement. I just want to ensure that I have 18 inches here after removing that part, that 5.5. After removing the 5.5, I still have 18. So next I'll just go ahead and then measure out my bust. Now my bust, the bust round is 40, but what I'm going to be working with is only the front part of my bust, and that is half of the bust. That's 20. Now this 20, in fact, let me just write it down so that you can understand everything tentatively. Okay, I'm just marking out my 30 inches. Then I'm going to be writing this on the sheet so that you can understand how I got my measurement. Now for my bust, I told you that I have a bust of 40 for this draft. I have 40 for this bust, so I'll just write 40. Then 40, I'm going to be dividing it by 2, and this is 20 inches. Now I'm not going to just use this 20 inches to cut. I'm going to be adding some allowances, and this includes the sewing allowance and the bustier allowance. So the sewing allowance first is 4 inches. This means 2 inches on both sides. So I have 24 inches. So this 24 inches right now, I'm going to be adding another 6 to 7 inches, but I'll be using 6 inches. You can use 7, but with 6 inches bustier allowance, you are covered. With the material will not get shorter than the other. So with 6 inches bustier allowance, everything is covered. So at the end of the day, I have 30 inches, but this is not all. I'm going to be marking 30 inches for the bust. Now the other measurements that I'm going to be using, let me write them out as well. I have my nipple to nipple measurement. I will pin the picture here on how to, on this part, on how to measure your nipple to nipple measurement. And what I have for the nipple to nipple measurement is 4 inches. Then I'll be adding half inch for the sewing allowance. So next I'm going to be having my shoulder to bust. From my shoulder to my bust measurement. That's to my upper bust, not to the under bust yet. From my shoulder to my bust, I have 10 inches. Now from my shoulder to my under bust, I have 14 inches. So I'll just be working with these measurements. Let's keep that one side and get started, but just have these measurements at the back of your mind that this is what we're working with. All right. So I'll go ahead to mark out my 30 inches so that I can cut it out. So this is what I'm doing now. While I'm doing this, if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload the video. Thank you. So I have 30 inches here and I just cut it out. So I folded the whole 30 inches into two. You saw the way we got these 30 inches. I didn't start from, I removed 5.5 first before marking my half length. Okay, so I will go ahead and fold again into another two, but with my nipple to nipple measurement, and that is 4.5. So at 4.5 I'll be folding this exactly 4.5. Now you are seeing the side that I'm folding this 4.5, from. In fact, I will have to change the side so that I can, you can see that you can easily alternate the sides. It must not be facing one side. You can see, you can also face it towards this side, any side you want, but make sure that when you're taking your measurement, you're taking it on the side that has the double fold. I will explain better when we reach that point. So I'm going to go ahead to measure out the other measurement that we listed out. That's our shoulder to bust. But first I'll be removing that 5.5 that I removed earlier. I'll remove it, then I'll mark 10 inches for my shoulder to bust, then I'll mark 14 inches for my under bust. Don't forget it. All right, so once you do this, in fact you are close to almost finishing, because this is so simple to make. I must tell you honestly, this is so simple to make. All right, I'll be going ahead to rule it just across the paper. And if you have any difficulty, if you have questions, you can leave them at the comment section and I'll be sure to answer them. I'll be marking now. For someone that is busty, you can use 1.5 for this line I'm about to draw. Don't mark on the side that is open, mark on this side that I am marking on. Now you can use 1.5 for someone that is busty. For someone that is not too busty, you can just use 1 inch. Now I'll be connecting this 1.5 inches down with a straight line. Then don't forget that this 1.5 inch is from my under bust to my waist measurement, that's to my half length. So after that I'll just connect. Don't forget that my nipple to nipple measurement is 4.5. Now this upper side I'll be removing just half inch. I'll be removing half inch so that I can easily connect it. Now at this point I'll be measuring out that 4.5 to ensure that I have 4.5, because it's at exactly 4.5 I'll be marking. I'll connect with a curve. You can use your curve, but I'm just going to be using a free hand so you can see that it's so easy, and then I will be connecting upward too from this side. Okay, now for your neck, you can decide to go as deep as you want, but I'll just be using 7 for this part. So I just marked 7 and I connected it from that ½ inch. I just connected with a slope down. You can use as much as you want. It mustn't be 7. Okay, so I'm just cutting it out. Once I am done cutting this thing out, we are already done, because it's so simple to make. You can see how simple it is. So I just went ahead and cut out the neck too, and then I'll be opening it up, and this is virtually all. So if you're yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel up till now, kindly subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Thank you.